This rocket is beige. And also the the launch clamps are doing things that don't seem very healthy. We're supposed to be finishing a contract this time. Um, First, navigational satellite. This all boils down to have a certain amount of things on the satellite, launch into a funny orbit with a minimum orbit height of 300 kilometers. I really hope we can actually get off the ground because of the way these launch clamps are behaving. I suspect it's not going to work, but here we go anyway. Check your staging. The fairing is in the wrong place. This is why we check our staging. Okay, engine, light, launch clamp. After Biko, jettison the fairing. Brake, ullage, light, burn, fly. Uh, we have the 100 units of NavSat payload. Okay, throttle up, SAS on. I didn't check my avionics. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. Engine ignition. Clean light. Full power. Brake! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We've got a funny spin, but we are on our way to space. Now, in order to actually get into the inclination we want, I'm going to have to go slightly south. So this way, kind of, to get to a 45-degree inclination. That's just part of the mission requirement. We're already launching from Cape Kennedy, so the minimum inclination I can get is 30 degrees. Basically, launching southeast, which is the way I'm going. Will put us onto an inclination above 45 degrees. Now, the reason I was doing a simulation before is because in Realism Overhaul, there is a chance that your engines don't work. In this case, actually, there is an ignition failure rate of 11% per engine, and this has mean time between failures of 935 seconds. So it's entirely likely that while we're trying to fly into space, the rocket just stops working, which, as you can imagine, is very, very fun indeed. This is a pretty lazy gravity turn right now, I have to admit, but it's going to be fine. We'll salvage it. A periapsis has to be at least 300 kilometers, so doing a lazy gravity turn is perfectly acceptable. It's probably a little bit too far south. Let's get over southeast a little bit more. Yeah, okay. A little bit of a dogleg off the launch pad there. Who doesn't love a dogleg? Especially the Chinese. Now, let's see. Apoapsis currently approaching 130 kilometers. Okie dokie. Still flying southeast. Lazy gravity turn. Let's tip it over a little bit more now that our altitude is above 50 kilometers, outside the thickest part of the atmosphere now. I hate this weird spin we've got in the spacecraft. Thanks, Launch Clamp. Thanks, Realism Overhaul. It's gonna be fine. No, it's gonna be fine. Okay. 230 kilometer apoapsis currently. Let's flatten that out even more. Acceleration increasing as we run out of fuel in this stage. Currently approaching 9 Gs. Woohoo! You wouldn't want to ride that, would you? Actually, the first American in orbit, his name was John Glenn. He launched on an Atlas Mercury in the Atlas Mercury project. And the very last few seconds of his ride into orbit were 10 Gs, and all you could hear on the comms was was him struggling to maintain consciousness. You can actually hear it on the radio if you listen to it. That's publicly available, by the way. You can see it on YouTube. Okay, we're going to coast until we've got about a minute before our apoapsis. Again, I don't know if you can see that there, but we've got 4.5 minutes until we actually reach our apoapsis. So in about 3.5 minutes, we're going to light the second stage and get into orbit. Let's jettison the fairing. Pretty. This satellite is also beige and has patterns on it. I should have taken these fucking solar panels off. They're just so bad. Doesn't matter. Okie dokie. So, 4.5 minutes into the recording right now. Hope you're enjoying yourself. So we've still got the LR-79 at the bottom. It's a very, very efficient launch vehicle. Very cheap, I should say. It's a very, very cheap engine, not vehicle. This is a vehicle. That's just an engine. Indeed, a thruster. It's actually very, very cheap for this point of your career. But it's very, very capable for this point of the career as well. It's probably the reason One of the reasons the Americans used it in real life. At the top here, we've got what's called an AJ-10. The AJ-10 is still used today. You just typed lol cool. What time is it? 3:30 until Apo. AJ-10s of various kinds are used up until the modern day, I think. Although these days they're much better and much more reliable. Ignition failure rate of 13%. Out of electric charge. Why? I took the battery off. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll fix it. We can fix it. We can fix it. This is scrubbed. We're probably going to fail the mission now. I'll go look at the contract. It's got a deadline of 370 days, I believe. But we'll go and slap a battery on it. Just slap a bloody battery on it. That'll solve everything. Or I could put some electric charge into the service module. Nah, I just put a battery on it. It's usually the cheapest way to do things. Okay, so now you get to see some fun with... no, I'm going to the wrong place. Dang nabbit! Come on, loading screen. You can do it. You can load the VAB. Do it. Come on, do it! Okay, we don't want to be here yet. We need to go to it a roundabout way. One of the other features of Realism Overhaul, dear brother, is that it actually takes time to build the rockets. So at the moment we have one on in the queue. It's 13% done. It's going to take another 303 days. I need to edit this guy in order to maximize my chances of actually reaching the deadline. So let's go and do that. Load the VAB again from a different direction, and then we will rebuild him. Hopefully get there in time. And also check our staging here as well. So take the fairing off. Go here, get this guy. That's probably overkill. Have a look at the usages. Let's see, that's 12 hours? That's enough, but... And without the clamps... Also 12 hours? That's weird. Ah, take that avionics off. 1 day, okay. Alright, so it's 12 hours and or 1 day. Let's put the clamp in a better spot. I said a better spot. There we go. Put the fairings back on. There we go. Move that there. Put that there. Staging is correct. Battery is on. I think that's it. I think that's it, right? Okay, save, edits, 310 days. Cool. 310 days build time, 20 days to roll it out onto the pads. We've got 330-ish days left until we can actually launch the... just clicked on the vehicle assembly building again. Bear with me, friend. Bear with me. Bear with me as I bear with Kerbal Space Program and my own misclicks. Eventually, we'll actually get to orbit. I promise. Actually, I can't promise that because there's a... Let me see now. So that or that, roughly 25% chance that this guy doesn't even make it to orbit because of the ignition failure chances. That sounds about right. Okay, leave. And then wait for the scene to actually stabilize before going wild and clicking on things. There we go. Mission control, active. First navigational satellite, 351 days. I like it, but I'll buy some upgrade points here. Upgrade. Oh, I actually have one. Okay, so I'm going to make my VAB slightly faster. And then it's going to take 287 days to finish. Beautiful. Beautiful. We have to recondition the launch pad after every launch as well. That's part of the trickiness. You can't just turn around on a dime and launch whatever you want into space in this version of the game. So that's gonna... reconditioning's almost done. Oh, I had pizza for dinner. Delicious pizza. But when I burp, all I taste is pizza. Alright. Time is flying by. It is currently 1969. It's December 1969. In real life, Neil Armstrong had already landed on the moon, and Apollo 13 had already nearly killed everybody. But I'm still struggling to get shit into orbit. Alright, let's end that. It's daytime, roll it out. 17-day rollout. Very nice. And by very nice, I mean freaking tedious. 10.5 minutes into the video now, Jed. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I swear to God, we're going to be launching some rockets in just a moment, okay? As soon as the rollout's done, we're going to hit launch. I might also fast forward to the next morning as well so that we can actually see what we're doing. Kerbal is very, very dark on YouTube. Fast forward to next morning, delete that message. Let's bring the sun up a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Come on, load the scene. Load the scene. Do it. Come on. There we go. It's a lovely fine day here at Cape Kennedy, Florida. The launch clamps are going to get me destroyed. Oh, just stop. Just redo the whole fucking video at this point. Jesus Christ. Ignition, clean light, full power. Oh my god. Oh my god, the launch clamps didn't destroy my rocket. It's a Christmas miracle. What? Okay, we're going to space, boys. We're going to space. Rocket looks good so far. Trying to do my gravity turn. Fins are fighting me. I am going the wrong way. That is northeast. I need to go southeast. Well, that's embarrassing. Come on, we can do it. Over we go. Let's go. No, southeast. That's the... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Starting to get a little bit of rotation again. I don't know why. These fins are doing funny shit to me. Okay. Hello, shock effects. Hello, Cape Canaveral. A very low-resolution Cape Canaveral. No roads, no cities. Terrible. Hello, sun. Yes, towards the sun. Must be winter time. Hoop-de-doo. Engine continuing to perform nominally. Lazy gravity turn. Could stand for it being a little bit more aggressive, but again, we're shooting for a periapsis of 300,000 meters, so the lazy gravity turn is totally justified in this case. Let's keep going here. On the way to space. Everything's still nominal. Acceleration passing 5 Gs. Hope we got enough delta V. We must, right? We must. Okay, apoapsis is climbing pretty precipitously. Let's flatten this out. Flatten. Acceleration 8 Gs. Let's go super flat. Super flat. Current apoapsis is approaching 300 kilometers, which is perfect. Crossing 300 kilometers now. 15 Gs. 16 Gs. The G meter is pegging. Main engine cutoff. Okay. Double check our battery life. 13 hours, 18 minutes left. Beautiful. Okay. Now, what was I on last launch? Okay, so beige, YI sim, build time, AJ10. Okay. The AJ10 is an engine. Works best in a vacuum. Very low thrust, very high efficiency. Burns unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine and something called IWFNA, which is the WFNA stands for white fuming nitrous acid, but I don't remember what I stands for. I'd have to look that up. I have read the book Ignition by John Clark, which explains all of this, but I don't remember what I stands for. Oh well. Alright, so the procedure is we're going to coast to our apoapsis, which is currently 343,000 meters, and when we've got about a minute to go before we reach then, we're going to ignite. I didn't check the avionics. I bet the avionics are bad. Avionics only supports 2 tons. We've got 2.2 tons. So we need to burn 239 kilograms of fuel before I can actually steer the ship. Ooh. Okay, it's going to be a bit touch and go, but I think we'll make it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, guys. Okay, let's pick up the pace here. Just going to very carefully time accelerate to around about here. Okay, make sure the throttle is up. Here we go. Ullage. Light. Ignition failure! And that, my friends, is a failed contract. Welcome to the realism experience. You prick of an HA-10. 13% failure rate. Unbelievable. Oh well, next attempt will be slightly more reliable.